So I'll never forget the day I met my neighbor, Mr. Johnson. He was this grumpy old man, always complaining about the noise I made. I'm a bit of a clumsy person, I drop things or trip on my own feet, and he'd yell at me to keep it down. I tried to avoid him as much as possible, but it was hard since we lived in the same apartment building. I decided I'd had enough of his complaints, so I baked him a cake. I know it sounds weird, but I figured if I could just get on his good side, maybe he'd stop yelling at me. I knocked on his door, and when he answered, I handed him the cake and said, "Hey, Mr. Johnson, I baked you a cake. I hope you like it." He looked at me like I was crazy, but he took the cake and said, "Thanks, I guess." The next day, I saw him in the hallway, and he was actually smiling. I was shocked. He said, "You know, that cake was really good. My wife used to bake cakes just like that before she passed away." I felt bad for him, and we started talking. It turned out that he wasn't a grumpy old man at all, he was just lonely. We started hanging out all the time, watching TV together, playing cards, going for walks. I learned that he used to be a stand-up comedian, and he'd tell me these hilarious jokes that would have me log in 4 hours. But here's the thing, one day, I discovered that Mr. Johnson wasn't just a former comedian, he was actually a famous comedian. I was watching TV, and there he was, on stage, making thousands of people laugh. I couldn't believe it. I went to his apartment, and I said, "Mr. Johnson, I just saw you on TV, you're a famous comedian." He just laughed and said, "Yeah, I used to be, but I retired because I got tired of all the attention. I just wanted to live a normal life." I was amazed, like, what the hell? I had been living next to a celebrity, and I had no idea. And then everything changed. I started to see him in a whole different light. I